And welcome back everyone to Let's Play Final Fantasy VIII. Last episode I showed you how to get ability points and make the card game easier, and today we are going to be all about Triple Triad. Getting rare cards, which card players to play, which non-rare cards to stock up on. It's going to have a huge impact on our learning of, or getting ultimate weapons or better weapons on Disc 1. It's going to have a huge effect on our getting certain spells before we head to the seed exam. It's going to be great for Quistis' limit break, and we're going to get some stuff that we need later on in the game. So without further ado, we'll head back to the garden, and we'll run in with Quistis, and she's going to say... Oh. I guess I have to run forward more. So we'll just run forward with Quistis, and now she'll finally say, well done. And she wants to go over something about taking care of our guardian forces. What GF tutorial is this? Oh, it'll gain experience, or is it it'll level up as it gains experience, AP points. Yeah, I don't care. Okay. Now this is important. She says, now change into your uniform and assemble at the first floor lobby. If you change into your uniform and you head out of the dormitory, the game will take over and you will be forced to do the seed exam. You will not be able to come back to Balamb Garden after the seed exam. So just don't change into your uniform. And this can also be done after the seed exam. I prefer to do it before the seed exam, because one of the spells we're going to get is going to be a great spell for our character's strength. So, first things first though, we want to leave Balamb Garden, and we actually want to head to the town of Balamb. So I'm just going to use the map, because it always starts in that view. And the reason I'm heading to the town of Balamb is the card game begins with rules. So there's rules that people play with, and that'll become apparent in a minute, and there's also something called the trading rule. So the trading rule, basically, the way it works is it determines how many cards you get when you win or lose a card game, and there's 4 basic trading rules. There's the default one, which is 1, so you win a card game and you win one of your opponent's cards. There's difference, where if you win, let's say 7-3, you win 4 cards. You win 6-4, you win 2 cards. There's the direct rule, which is the worst rule. With the direct rule, whatever you flip over, you win. And then there is the all rule, where you win all your opponent's cards, and that is what I want. And the way we get the all rule is we need to talk to this lady. She is the Queen of Cards. She travels all over the world to monitor and enforce various card rules. So the current rules in Balamb are open. And what open means is... yeah, I definitely don't want to pass any rules on. What open means is that you get to see your opponent's cards. Some regions don't have open, so you're kind of placing a card down and hoping it won't be taken. We'll get more into the abolishing of rules, because I'm pretty much going to make sure that open is the only rule that exists throughout the entire world, basically, by the time the game's over. However, what we want is if you challenge her, you can see the trade rule she's using is different. While difference is good, I don't want it. I want the all rule. So, the Queen of Cards, every single time that you challenge her, she will try to use a new trading rule, as you're seeing. I mean, difference isn't horrible. Direct is by far the most awful. Hopefully, maybe this will be all. Okay, so she doesn't use all as much as she uses the others. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep challenging her, and I'm not going to accept until she uses the all rule. So once she uses the all rule, I will be back, and we will play our first game, and I'll try to explain the game as best as I can. Finally, only took me about 20 or 25 times of challenging her to a card game for her to use the all rule. She does not like to use it as much as the other ones, but we finally got the all rule. And wow, I'm so used to pressing the left button for my list of cards. So, your cards are arranged here from level 1 through level 10. Ifrit's our highest. I believe he's a level 8 Guardian Force. So I'm going to select Ifrit. the Krista card that we got, and our 3 bombs. And we'll see the Queen of cards, and not the best, I shouldn't have an issue. So the way the card game works is you can see it's a 9-figure layout, basically like a mat or a table that you would play on and arrange your cards in a configuration of 9. And you can see every Guardian Force has, every card has 4 values on it. So if we look at Ifrit right here, the 9 is his top value, the 8's his left value, the 6 is his right value, and his 2 is the bottom value. So if I was to put Ifrit right here in the middle, any one of the Queen's cards that has a 3 or higher on their top would be able to flip Ifrit because of his low number 2 on the bottom. So what I like to do is I like to put Ifrit down here, because you can see there with his 9 and his 8, there's no way the Queen of Cards can flip it. And that's the way that you win card games, is by flipping cards. So I'm going to take my Krista card right here, which I had you get from carding bombs, and I'm going to put it down here in the lower left, and I'm going to flip the Grendel card. Now she's going to respond by flipping either the Grendel or my card, and I'm going to respond by flipping that card back, and she's probably going to take that card. So I'm going to win this one. And there's a mantra that I like to do when I'm playing cards. And you see, because we use the all rule, we win every card. If you've watched Gary Glenross, there's a phrase, always be closing. I like to do it called always be flipping. While you have to pay attention to where your cards can be flipped by, if you have the chance, you always want to flip your opponent's cards and kind of put them on the defensive. So we'll go through a card game again. We're going to play this guy, and you actually want to play this guy for some of the cards I'm talking about. He has level 1 and level 2 Gayla cards, and we want to get 32 Gayla cards. And the reason for that is Gayla cards can be modded into Mystery Fluid, and then one of the best Vitality Junction spells in the game. And Quistis can also learn a Limit Break with 1. So we have 1 Gayla card, so we want to learn 32. But more importantly, you want to challenge this guy because you want to make sure the Queen's all rule is affecting all of Balamb. So you see how he says direct. You don't want to play with direct, you want to quit. If we challenge him again, he should be playing with all. Okay, so now we should be good. You do have to beat the Queen of Cards for the all rule to take effect. Now we're going to go to the same setup. Ifrit, Krista, and our 3 bombs. And there's a Gayla card, so that's pretty good. Okay, now to lead off this hand, he can't take my bomb if I put it in the upper left with my 7 and 6, so I'm going to put that there. And he'll put his Blood Soul there, and I'm actually going to flip this, and he can't even take it. So you can see how my 3 was better than his 1, so I was able to flip the card. And now I'm actually going to flip the Gayla card right here, because 7 beats 4. He flips it back because 4 beats 1, and I'll put Ifrit down here, and he's not going to be able to beat me, so I'm going to win another card game and a Gayla card. So along with that strategy of always flipping, we're going to get some rare cards up next. We'll return to Balamb in a minute because there's another card player I want to show you, but I'm going to head back to the garden and I will meet... Well, actually, you know what? I'll introduce this player first. So remember this girl right here? Well, this girl uses level 1, 3, and 4 cards. And level 1, 3, and 4 cards, what we can win from her are Abyssworm cards. Because what you want is you want at least 15 Abyssworm cards, because those can be modded into windmills. And if you get all the windmills, you can get Tornado to junction to your Strength, which is the best strength junction available at this point in the game. If you want to get Renoa's ultimate weapon on disc 1, you can get 17. I have 17, but I'm not planning on getting her ultimate weapon on disc 1. And I actually have a sheet listing what I want you to get, which you can hear me flapping right there, so there's a lot of stuff. She can also give you T-Rexar cards and Armadodo cards, which will work to get Quake, which is another amazing spell to junction early on in the game. And she can also give TriFace cards, because they're level 3 cards, which are going to be needed for a Limit Break for Quistis. You need it for to learn the Pain spell early on. And you'll need 100 TriFace cards by the end of the game, but I won't spoil what for. So she's going to be one to play, and I'll go through all these cards again. But the most important one for her is you want to win 4 Fury Fragments from her. Sorry, I'm just flipping my list again. Fury Fragments, basically, you can mod 4 Fury Fragments into... Or, excuse me. You can mod 4 Blue Dragons, so you want to get Blue Dragon cards from her. Because you card mod 4 Blue Dragons into 1 Fury Fragment, and that's needed for Zell's ultimate weapon. And again, it's something I'll go through. The second part of this video is going to be me showing off the cards so you can see what they look like. So that's really it for the people in Balamb. If your card rule if you try to play cards and you just keep getting the one rule over and over, sometimes up to 3 times they'll play the one rule, quit, and hopefully they'll play the all rule. However, if you've challenged someone 4 or 5 times and they're still using the all rule, head back to Balamb, re-challenge the queen, and get the all rule back, because it makes this process much quicker. Because a lot of the cards that we need for various things, we're going to get multiples at the same time. Now that means our enemies will never play more than one type of card, but for instance, I'm going to need a card called an Iron Giant, and also a card called an Elnoyle. There's a character we're going to be playing a lot of cards from who can play both of them, and that's why you use the all rule. So we're just going to run back into the garden. Supposedly that guy who randomly appears has cards that we can play him for. I don't know what level cards he uses, so I will just ignore him. Now this guy right here, the man at the gate, he, I believe he has level 1 through 3 and level 5 cards. And the level 5 cards I'm going to go through in a little bit, because there's a player who gives us a greater chance of getting level 5 cards, because he only plays level 2 and level 5. But this guy can also give you Armadodo and T-Rexar cards, he can give you TriFaces, he can give you Gaylas, and some and Abyss Worms for that strength junction I was talking about. He can give you also the elusive Elnoyle card, which we're going to need a lot of, and a bulk of my explaining of what to get is going to be spent on. So moving on, we want to save right here, and you can see that kid running around the Balamb garden, I guess you would call it the inner loop of the Balamb garden. He is a rare card, and I'm gonna save here because I don't want to lose any of my cards. So we want to chase him and we want to challenge him, and you want to save because if we lose, we're going to lose our only rare card, and then you're pretty much going to have to wait till much later in the game to get all these cards. So we're going to play with the open rule and all, and just Ifrit Krista bomb bomb bomb. Okay, and he didn't play the card first things first, but he played the TriFace card, so that's pretty good. And let's see, can I take it? Well, I can take his TriFace card, and he'll either flip that card back with the Cockatrice. Oh, but then I can just go ahead and do this. So you see how I kind of start a pattern of always flipping my opponent's cards? It puts him on the defensive really early. And stupidly, he plays this card here instead of the middle spot, so I'll flip it and I'll win his cards. First TriFace card, not that bad. So a TriFace card, a Creeps card we'll need, and a Cockatrice card we'll need. So you want to keep chasing him. Hey, come here. He didn't play the rare card, and he always doesn't play the rare card. So I'll play one more game, and if he doesn't play his rare card... Okay, so the rare card's in the top corner, and it's mini-mog. So I'm just gonna think about this one. So I'm gonna put Ifrit down here, and I'm gonna play defensively until he plays mini-mog. And then I can't take mini-mog, so let's see if I play this card here, he can't take it. Or he can take it. Okay. Well, that sucked. So we'll flip that back. He'll flip that. And I'll flip it. And this is probably going to wind up being a draw. Oh no, I'll win. Okay, cool. There we go. The mini-mog card. Our first rare card that we got from playing cards. So he's done. So just to show you, mini-mog, like Ifrit, is a level 8 Guardian Force card. So we get a card that's 9 on top, 9 on the bottom, another 9 on top, and 8 on the left, and a 6 on the right. So real quickly, I'm going to head back here and I'm going to save, because the next rare card I want to get is a player card in Balamb's Cafeteria, and it can be a huge pain in the ass. So we're just going to save right here. And we're going to make use of the directory. So, Cafeteria, we're going to head there. You know how there's a group of people in the garden that are in love with Quistis Trepe? Well, one of them has her card. So what you want to do is, I find it best to go to these two guys. So you want to challenge, you want to play a game of cards, and I should probably tell you, you press the the square button to initiate a game of cards. And you want to talk to the guy in the back. He has Quistis' cards. So, we'll play him. This can be a huge pain early in the game. Okay, and he used Quistis' card and the wonderful Elnoyle card. Okay, so you can see that the Quistis card there is going to be able to take our mini-mog any way, shape, or form. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put mini-mog in the middle, hope that he'll flip it, and then I'm going to flip it back. Although first I'm going to flip this card back, because I want him to play the Quistis card. Thank you very much, that's where I wanted you to play that one. Flip that one, and he'll flip that with... Or he won't flip that, because he's dumb. And now I just need to think real quick. Let's see here. So I'm going to put one of my cards up here. And if I put this one... Okay, good. So if I put my bomb up here, no matter what he plays... Ah, shit, I forgot about that one. Okay, so that's the problem with this guy, is he has level 5 and level 2 cards. And his level 5 cards are good. So there's a good chance you will draw him a few times as you're trying to get the Quistis card. Let's see, I'll play him again. Hopefully he'll play it 2 times in a row. And he did. And he has that... Oh, he has that Elnoyle card and a Red Dragon card. Huh, this is going to be more painful than I thought. Okay. So, flipped my... Well, this could be interesting. I might have to wind up, quitting and saving. Quitting and, restarting. Yeah, this isn't good for me. Let's see. I think I'm screwed either way. Yeah, I'm screwed. Yep, so I'm going to lose 6-4, so I would lose my mini-mog card, my Ifrit card, and those other cards. However, thanks to the wonderful feature of Final Fantasy VIII, I saved, so it is soft reset time. And there we go. We got all our cards back. We didn't lose anything. So I'm going to head back to the cafeteria. I'm going to challenge him as many times as it takes to win the Quistis card. And when I win the card, I will finally show that battle to you guys. Alright. Quistis card out first. Okay, we can't take that, so we'll just play Ifrit down here. Well, we'll do this. We'll see what happens. Okay, we'll do this. We'll see what happens. And we'll do this. Sweet, we won the Quistis card. There we go. Sometimes it just takes some strategy to choose what you want. So the Quistis card. Cards are going to be so much easier now with these 3 cards. So you want to play the guy in the back for a lot of fucking cards. He plays level 2 and level 5 cards. And what you really want from him is you want 20 Elnoyle cards, which is that green demon looking one. Because 20 Elnoyle cards will refine into 2 energy crystals, and then using Ifrit's ammo refine ability will become 20 pulse ammo, which is needed for Squall's ultimate weapon. if you want to, you can get a further 40 Elnoyle cards to get Quistis' ultimate weapon, and if you wanted to destroy X-ATM 92, you could get a total of 80 energy crystals, get Squall's ultimate weapon, Quistis' ultimate weapon, and another character's ultimate weapon that we haven't met. Also for Quistis' ultimate weapon, you need Malboro tentacles. So, you need 2 of those, so the guy in the back will also have 8 Malboro cards that you need from him. And let's see, furthermore, for Selphie's ultimate weapon, you need what's called 3-star fragments, so you need 9 Iron Giants from him. And then you also need 4 Grand Mantis cards, which are level 2 cards, which you'll just get just from playing him over and over. Also for Quistis' ultimate weapon. Does he have anything else that I need to mention right now? I'm just looking at my list. Okay, I'm going to get one of Squall's better weapons before we start the seed exam. And to get that weapon called the Punishment, we need 1 Tonberry King card for a Chef's Knife. And we need 6 Behemoth cards for 2 Star Fragments, which we can also get from him. So, what I'm going to do right now is, thanks to the power of me doing this beforehand, I'm going to show you guys real quick every card that I got. I'll go through them all, what they're used for, and who to get them from. So just bear with me 1 second, and I'll be back. Okay, and this is about where we left off. This is approximately 10 hours later. It probably took me 10 hours to get all the cards. Like I said, I actually did it beforehand. So if we go to the card screen, I can just start to go through what I got. You can see I got a lot of level 1 cards, a lot of level 2 cards, not so many 3, much fewer level 4, a lot of level 5, and that's about it. So starting at the top, the guy in the back, so you can see I have 80 Elnoyle cards. I'm going to need 60, I'm not going to get Renoa's weapon, so we're going to pass on that. And that's going to be used for Squall's ultimate weapon, and Quistis' ultimate weapon. I got a Tonberry King, which I'll need not only for Squall's weapon, the Punishment, but also to learn the Death Spell, and that's more than I need right there. So Malboro Tentacles. I'm going to need 8 Malboro cards for Quistis' ultimate weapon, and then 4 Malboro cards to teach her a Limit Break. Then an additional 24 Malboro cards to get a Guardian Force later in the game. So I got all the ones I need right there. If you really aren't strong at math, that comes out to 36 Malboro cards. A hefty sum, but when you're trying to get those Elnoyle cards, you'll get Malboro cards. So right here is Ruby Dragon. What we're going to use Ruby Dragon for is another Quistis Limit Break, Fire Breath, and I need 10 of those for that. Elastoids. You need 6 Elastoid cards for 6 Steel Pipes, also for that Guardian Force later in the game. Chimera. I don't believe he gives us a regen ring, but I don't think he's going to give us enough for what I need. Behemoth. Behemoth will be used because 10 Behemoth cards can mod into 1 barrier and teach Quistis a new Limit Break. And I believe they can also... I said they can be modded to Star Fragments. That's this guy right here, Iron Giant. So we're going to need 9 Iron Giants for Star Fragments for Selphie's ultimate weapon. And we're going to need 6 to get Squall's Punishment. Moving on, our level 4s. T-Rexer cards are good. Besides that, Adamantoise is the only one I need for Squall's Punishment. The Blue Dragon. Remember, I need 4 Blue Dragon cards to get Zell's ultimate weapon. So we got those right there. 4 turns into 1 Fury Fragment. And let's see what else. What else? So I got my 17 Abyss Worm. That'll be good. That'll be 100 Tornadoes for all my character. The Armadodos right here are going to give me all the Quakes that I need. Then we get TriFace. TriFace, I'll use 1 card to teach Quistis a new Limit Break, and then I'll just have to grind TriFace cards before I leave, because you need 30 TriFace cards to teach everyone Pain. Let's see, what else do I want to show you guys? Okay, so the Grand Mantis, remember how I needed 4 Grand Mantis? Yeah, I got my 4 Grand Mantis right here. And we go to level 1, I got 33 Gayla cards. Need 1 to teach Quistis the limit break. You need 30 to give everyone 100 meltdown. And then I like to use meltdown, so I always like to have 1 or 2 extra Gayla cards, so that after I've used 10 meltdowns, I can boost the person's vitality back with a full 100. So let's see. What else? What else? Aha! Abyss Worm. No, I went over Abyss Worm. I'm just trying to look. Okay, so now moving on to Quistis' limit break. Well, you know, we'll actually take care of it. So we'll go to Ability. We'll go to Card Mod. And let's see, the first one on the list, we already taught her Ultra Wave. She already has her Laser Eye. Is TriFace. Now, I haven't taught her TriFace yet. 1 TriFace card will refine into 1 Curse Spike. And what we do is we go to Item, Curse Spike. Quistis will learn level, ? Death. Not really that good of a spell, but you know what? We're going to fill out her limit break. And we're going to go back to Card Mod. So you could mod a Gesper card right here to a Black Hole and teach her Degenerator. I already did that. You could mod a Gayla card and turn it into a Mystery Fluid and teach her Acid. I already did that. Next one we're looking for is this guy right here. This is Sam08G. We have 21 of him, and 1 of him will refine to 1 Running Fire, which will teach Quistis Gatling Gun. And then we want Ruby Dragon. Well, Ruby Dragon is right here. 10 Ruby Dragon cards will refine into 1 Inferno Fang. So I just need the 1 Inferno Fang. There we go. 1 Behemoth, or excuse me, 10 Behemoth will refine into 1 Barrier. Nope, just the 1. I already have taught her Bad Breath, so I don't need to do that, but it's 4 Malboro Tentacles. And then back here, 1 Creeps will refine into 1 Coral Fragment, which will teach her Electrocute. And do I have a Water Crystal? Let's go to Items. No, I don't have a Water Crystal for some reason. So we'll just go back to Card Mod. 5 Fastidio Kalon cards will refine into 1 Water Crystal. So now we'll just use these items. So you can see I've already taught her Mystery Fluid, or Acid. So, Gatling Gun, Aqua Breath, Electrocute, Mighty Guard, which is kind of like Big Guard from Final Fantasy VII, Fire Breath. So we go to Status and we check out Quistis. We go to her limit break screen. She's already got most of her limit breaks. So she's pretty well stocked, so she might be a good character to do some playing with on a low health because of her limit break and how many of them she has. But the real one that we're here for is our good friend Abyss Worm. So I need 15 windmills from my 15 Abyss Worm cards. And that's why I told you guys to get Thunder Magic Refine. 15 windmills, 20 tornadoes for Squall, 20 for Quistis, and I'll worry about the other 5 when we get a third-party member. So here's Squall. You can see how his strength junction is. He has a strength of 37 with the water junction. Boom. 65 with tornadoes that you get from the windmills. That is the reason to get those cards. Well, let's see. Ability, card mod, anything else I want to mod at the moment? Let's see here. Nope. Everything else we can worry about modding later. We don't have the required spells for a lot of these things, but I just wanted to show you what you want to get. And now there's other ones that you can get that aren't exactly essential, so I'm just going to show you those real quick. You can get Cockatrices here. 15 Cockatrice can teach your... You can turn them into Cockatrice pin-ins. That'll teach your characters Break, which is a very good spell. I talked about TriFace, and the only issue is we need 30 of them for the Pain spell. Tonberry or Tonberry King for Death, but I've already shown you plenty of Tonberry King. And then right here, this is a good one right here. Armadodo. 15 of them should turn into 1 Dino Bone, and then we should be able to use those 15 Dino Bones to get 100 Quake, but we don't have the spell for that yet. And remember our old friend Gesper here that I said, where is he? There he is. That I said you could teach Quistis Degenerator? We can use this guy to get pretty much as many demi spells as we want without having to draw them from an upcoming devilish Guardian Force, if you know who I'm talking about. So, let's see, anything else? Anything else? So if you remember, this guy right here, the guy in the front, will play level 3 cards, so he will give you level 1 and 3 cards. He'll give you TriFace, he'll give you, if my stupid, there we go, stop falling down. He'll give you the TriFace cards that you need for Selphie, for Pain, so we're actually going to need a lot of TriFace cards. I don't have enough. I think I'm going to need around 35 maybe to do everything I want to do. And I'll just have to grind those after the seed exam, because I'm not going to grind them beforehand. Remember, you can get the Tonberries from the guy at the Grate of Balamb, or the girl in Balamb in the red jumper. Remember to get the Fury Fragments from her. I think that's it. I mean, I'll try to write a list. I don't know how extensive it's going to be. I hope this explains the card game to you and how you can use it to absolutely break open the game. So I think I hit every card. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'll try to write as detailed a response as I can. This is something I've learned. I've done it multiple times playing through the game now, and it just becomes easier. The hardest part really is just sticking it out. And if you're having trouble getting Elnoyle cards, I've noticed sometimes the guy in the back, he'll play like 4 or 5 in a row, and then he won't play any for a long period of time. So just keep that in mind. And if you're having trouble getting them, you can try to get some from the guy at the Grate. But if you're just not playing them, you just got to stick it out. At least get the 10 or 20 required for Squall's ultimate weapon. You can debate if you want to get the ones for Quistis' ultimate weapon. I just did it just to show you. And that's going to be it for the card tutorial. Next episode, we're actually going to start the seed exam, and we're going to get into the story of the game. So I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, as always, let me know. See ya.